You know, they say that wise people will watch the Trucker John live stream. Yes, that's what they say. Are you wise? Trucker John is about to start, so prepare yourself for some titillating conversation. They say I'm farting in court. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's my lawyer. It's the lawyer doing it. The other lawyer. Yay, Trucker John's about to come on. Yee-hoo-hoo. I got a little sun today. Oh, well, it's the Trucker John show's about to come on, I guess. Well, lottie freaking daw. Hey, man, stay tuned for Trucker John. Did I say Trucker John? I meant Trucker John. I'm the one doing the drugs, not Trucker John. Oh, yes. I don't even know why I'm here. Johnny Million, eat your heart out. Oh! What? I kind of look like Andy Reid. Come a little closer.
This is supposed to be some sort of voice changer or something, but I really don't notice any difference.
Oh, please. Are you guys waiting for the Trucker John show? Just like me? Yeah, I know. It takes a while, I know. I'm waiting here too, just like you guys are. Don't bother me. I'm resting and relaxing and getting the cucumber thing in my eyes. Oh, say, can you see? Well. So we meet again. What? What'd you say? Something about Trucker John or something? I didn't quite catch that. Enough with the filters, dude. It's not even funny. It's just stupid. It's just Snapchat filters. You think you're some sort of like funny dude doing this shit? You're not. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Yes, I am eating. Let's see. Mic is on. Mic is on. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks so much. We got people watching. We got 12 watching and 11 thumbs up. So let's keep those thumbs ups going. We got Ichabod Deer here. Doc in Paradise says, yikes. Never fear. Fancy is here. Thanks, Fancy, for being here. Let's see. Are we lined up okay? It looks like it's a little bit off. Let's see. We got Philly 3000. How the heck did I get here? I don't know. Philly 3000. I guess it's just your lucky day. Jackie's here. Hello, Jackie. Bob LeBlanc. Doesn't the Trucker John guy deserve the Tony Michaels treatment? Would banning help? What is the Tony Michaels treatment? Bob LeBlanc says, doesn't the Trucker... Oh, I just read that. I'm seeing double. Doc in Paradise is here. Says, sorry, I got offended by Phil. Flat out plagiarizing House Parts. Third paragraph. Yeah, but on Hal's own show. Yeah, but I don't think Hal invented that. I think that's been like a known thing. Anyhow, hey, there's Kevin Hawthorne from Lakeland, Florida. Good seeing you, Kevin. Thanks for being here. Make sure, if you could, give me a thumbs up and a subscribe and all that good stuff. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscriptions. That is the goal. That's my goal. I don't know if that's your guys' goal, but that's my goal. I really want that plaque. They give you a plaque. YouTube will send you a plaque. Well, they'll send me a plaque. They won't send you a plaque unless you have 100,000 subscribers. Tim Farrell, am I on acid? I don't know. Are you? Thanks, Tim, for being here. Jolie's here. Hello, Jolie. Thanks for being here. Thanks for modding. Bob LeBlanc says, fried Philly cream cheeses. Fried Philly cream cheeses run to the proper, quote, hinky communication skills. I close my eyes to this truck and visuals. Eek. I have no idea what you're talking about. That sounds like you are on acid. I don't know. Let's see here. Seha's here. Hey, Nick Rich 56 is here. Good day. He was like number 11. Now we're at 16 likes. No, we're at 18 likes. So let's keep those likes coming in. Let's get to 20. Oh, we're at 21. Let's get to 25 likes. Bob LeBlanc says, hold on, let me go. Hey, thumbs downs work too, apparently. According to Hal, thumbs ups are just as good for the algorithm. So thumb up, thumb down, whatever you want, dude. Let's see. James Jaramillo's here. Hello, giving you the big wave there. Nick Rich says Phil was talking about tanks, amongst other things. But the third paragraph thing, he was talking about people making sure they're getting like verified, reliable sources in their news. Don't just fall for the clickbait. That was his point. Okay, so Bob LeBlanc says, a lefty, I'm going to change to thumbs up. Oh, okay, there you go. That's much better. I feel better now. I do feel better. Even though I say it doesn't matter, it's still, I'd rather have a thumbs up. Tim Real says, third paragraph thing is journalism 101. Right, exactly. James Jaramillo was like number 16. And here we are at 26. Can we get to 30? Let's get to 30. Where are we at here now? Sehal says, Nick Rich Abrams is a different beast than those little
scout tanks they use. Apparently so. Like jet-powered engines or some shit like that. Who knew? Tim Farrell says, I can confirm I don't if I'm on acid. Thanks, Suzanne, for his epi, sir. Smash the like button, please. I concur. What are you eating? I went down to Jack in the Box. Now I am kind of pissed off. I might not look pissed off. I might look all happy and cheery. Although the picture for the thumbnail for this kind of really is a good example of how I feel. I went down to Jack in the Box with plenty of time. It was like Jack in the Box is literally like 1,000 feet from out of my driveway, and it was like 10:30, and I was just gonna drive through, go grab a breakfast croissant thing here, come back around, be in here. It shouldn't have taken more than like 10 minutes. I get there. There's kind of a big line in the drive-through, but I've been there before. The drive-through usually moves pretty fast. I get in there, order, and literally, I think there was 4 cars ahead of me. The first car, it took like probably like at least 5 or more minutes for that first car to get his food. So he gets his food, moves up. We all move up one spot. Then the next car, literally, I mean, it was at least 15 minutes. I mean, I was ready to start just like honking I was gonna get out of my car, go up to the car in front of me and go, hey, I'm gonna start honking my horn, and I just want you to know I'm not honking at you. I'm honking at Jack in the Box. But I didn't do it. I just decided to sit there, but I was getting so angry because I'm looking at my watch and it's like 10:44, 10:46, 10:50. It was 10:50. I didn't get out of there till after 10:55 or something or whatever. So finally, that guy, I don't know what they ordered, but it took him like 15 or 20 minutes just to get his fucking order. And it pissed me off. And then after that, it went fairly quickly. So yeah, I got out of there. It was like 10:55 or maybe even later. Maybe it was 10:58. And then I got to go all the way around the block and get in here and set everything up. And so that's the story. That's what I'm eating. I'm eating Jack in the Box. It is a croissant, sausage croissant sandwich. We say croissant because we are very French here. Anyhow, and so I thought I would be in plenty of time. I'd be able to eat before I ever went on camera, and you guys wouldn't have to see all this chewing and everything, But it is what it is. Suzanne says, I do chores for my occupational therapy. Okay, that sounds good. Sahel says, Truck John, I know that was my job in the military Abrams tanker. They are a frontal assault vehicle. Yeah, you knew, but I didn't know. James Harriman says, awesome, sourdough bacon cheeseburger. I do like the sourdough jack and all that kind of stuff. But today I just got the sausage croissant. And I didn't even have time to make coffee. See, that's the thing. I was going to make a cup of coffee. I haven't even had my fucking coffee yet. And I don't get the coffee with the combo. I get the orange juice. And then, since I don't have any orange juice right now in the house, I haven't gone shopping. I need to go shopping. And then I just make the coffee at the house. But I didn't even have time to make a cup of coffee. So if I'm a little on edge right now, that's why. First, the stress and the everything of going through that drive-through and literally sitting there for all total, it was probably like almost 25 minutes. And the clock is ticking down. I'm like, oh my God, And I knew that Hal was going to end early, or like as soon as the show was over, I knew he was going to like fuck off because I sort of plagiarized Hal just now because I said fuck off, and he says that anyhow. Because I knew he was having those difficulties with his connection and all that shit. Because sometimes he'll go, a half an hour over or whatever, and of course, no such luck today. Blah, blah, blah. More slurping. For fuck's sake, there are 7-year-olds listening. Do the 7-year-olds not? Is that bad for 7-year-olds to hear the slurping? I don't get it. Blah blah blah. Green eggs. Does Jack and Mac do that? I don't know what Jack and Mac. I've never heard of a Jack and Mac, but that sounds like a great idea. A drive-through that's like just all like macaroni and cheese dishes, and you can call it Jack and Mac. Pablo Blanc, you are brilliant. Or other colors or holidays. Seems like every weekend is a holiday. I guess. I think you are on acid. Suzanne says I prefer bacon. I kind of mix it up. Sometimes I get the bacon. Sometimes I get the sausage. Sometimes they have like an ultimate one, and I think it has bacon and sausage. Yes, I'll be slurping. I'm going to be slurping my orange juice. The orange juice doesn't look real orange in the video that I can see. But it is, believe me, it is orange juice. It looks kind of like grapefruit juice or something, doesn't it? But it's orange juice, simply orange, pulp free. Suzanne says that she likes jalapeno burgers and fries. That sounds good. Tim Farrell says, I dread the drive-thrus. I remember when the person in front of me had an order of $100+ fucking selfish. I know, that's crazy. What are they thinking, ordering all that food, and you got people behind you? Fancy says, I like those cheesy fries. Cheesy fries, says Bob LeBlanc. Now you've piqued his interest. I don't even know if they have cheesy fries at Jack in the Box. But at Jack and Mac, you bet your ass they do. They got French fries with mac and cheese on them. Come on down to Jack and Mac. That also sounds like, double in the meaning there too. So you gotta be careful of that. Don O'Leary is here. Hello, Don. Good to see you. Nick Rich says, "Mellow out, man." Yeah, I need to mellow out. Pass that joint over here, man, because I need to mellow out. Excuse me. Steven Sayers is here. Hockey. Golden Knights are playing tonight, I believe, right? Game 3, they're up 2-0 in the series, so let's close it out. Golden Knights. Did I miss Midas Kevin? I guess Midas Kevin's here. Oh yeah, Fancy. Good to see you, Midas Kevin. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. I do appreciate it. Fancy says they call them bacon something fries. I always say no bacon. Oh, you're tricky there. You get your cheesy fries one way or the other. But over here at Jack and Mac, you can get all kinds of cheese and macaroni and French fries all mixed in together. Seha says no caffeine. Oh no, at least your stream solid. Hal's stream was fooked today. I know. I was watching it. Philly 3000, I miss Jack in the Box and Sambo's. Well, Jack in the Box is still in existence, but Sambo's is not in existence. Philly 3000. Bob LeBlanc, chill milkshakes must be served at every drive-thru. Oh, look. Would it be like, would it have like CBD in it or THC or whatever? I don't know. All right, Doug G. Hello, Doug G. Good to see you. Midas Kevin, I am liked. Thank you so much. We got 27 watches and 29 likes. Can we get to the big 3-0? That is the question, my friends. Because loving the middle finger last week, the Hank Hill commentary style suits you. Now, that was completely, if I was doing it with my middle finger, see, look, I think I usually use my index finger. If I did my middle finger, that was completely like, I was completely unaware of it. So I don't remember using the middle finger like this. I don't think I did that. I think I did this. See, that's my middle. That's not my middle finger. That's my index finger. Maybe it looks like my middle finger when all my fingers are out. I don't think I don't. Did I do my middle finger? I don't think I did his middle finger. I guess I'll have to look back later. But if you say I did, I guess I did. I don't know. But it was completely, unaware. All right. Finished that. So now I won't faint during the show here. Suzanne says, I like Bronco burrito with everything on it. Where's Bronco burrito? Where do you get one of those? Bob LeBlanc says, I know folks who love the lots of pulp. One time I usually get pulp free, but one time I went to the store and they were all out of pulp free. And I think they had, so like for Simply Orange, I think they have pulp free, and then I think they have one that's like, it's either like medium pulp or however they word it. And then I guess they have the other one that's like lots of pulp, or I'm not sure exactly how they word it, if that's how they word it. And I forget what one, I think all they had was the one that's like the lots of pulp one. So I was like, what the heck, I'm going to try it. And literally, when I took it home, the first time I opened it to drink some, the top was so just full of pulp that, and I tried to shake it. It wouldn't even shake. Like it wouldn't even, it wouldn't even disperse or whatever, It was really weird. So I just sort of had to pour it out, and it was sort of like a big clump of pulp came out, and then some orange juice. Not all the pulp came out, but because enough of it stayed in, then I was able to get some orange juice into my cup, and then I was able to shake it up after that and shake up the rest of the pulp. And it didn't taste that, I mean, it tastes good. I like Simply Orange, and I think it's really good orange juice. It's orange juice. And there's no sugar added, so whatever. But I usually just go with the pulp free. Anyhow, Steve says they put too much sugar in, OJ. This one says no sugar added, so there you go. Nick Rich, guacamole, avocado, and pasta. There you go. We're going to build that menu for the Jack and Mac. And I don't care if people say that sounds like some sort of innuendo, double entendre type of a thing. Just think of the come and go. What were they thinking? Sayhouse says, bacon, sausage, egg, and cheese on a chocolate glazed donut with sprinkles. Perhaps I should lay off the gummies. Yeah. That sounds like Stoner's Delight. I don't know. Think about Deer says, Sambo's became Arby's. Sambo is racist. Well, over here, our Sambo's, when we had Sambo's, it was like a regular sit-down diner. It just reminded me of almost like a Denny's or something like that. Or what was what's the other one? It wasn't like our Sambo's weren't like fast food restaurants. So, but maybe they became Arby's fast food restaurant. But when we had Sambo's, they were just regular sit down like diners, restaurants. Big Hook says, does the Jack in the Box mascot still exist? You mean the guy with the head that looks like Jack in the Box? Yeah, I think so. Bob LeBlanc, adult content follows. Oh my God, please don't Jack and Mac. See, I knew someone was going to do that. Instead of the don't jerk and drive highway signs in and where Dakota, I'll stop. I need a nap. Yeah, good. I think that might be a good idea. Big Hook says the Jack. Oh, I just read that. Did I read that twice? Oh yeah, you posted it twice. I guess because I didn't answer fast enough. I don't know. Suzanne says pinto beans and potatoes and chorizo are dang good. That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds really good. Fancy the choy chorizo is delicious. Where are you guys getting these Choy Chorizo burgers or burritos or whatever? They're not a Jack in the Box, right? Bubba, how many effing middle fingers does TJ have, for fuck's sake? I don't know what you're talking about. See, this is my index finger. See? Suzanne, Southeast Texas, Houston area. I don't like the pulp, says Fancy. Strain it. No, it was good. I didn't need to strain it. Once I drank it was fine. It was fine. Lobbleback said, yes, my dear, unshakable pulp. Well, it shook. After I got that kind of first cup out, it was fine. Steve Sayre says, that's a really good trick, having breakfast while doing a live talk show. Nice job, TJ. Yeah, it is. It's like I'm multitasking. It's about the only thing I could multitask at, probably, is eating and talking. Hey, Backyard Truckers here. Hey, good to see you, Backyard Trucker. Backyard Trucker does live streams from the road, kind of like what I used to do. So if you guys want to see a good real live trucker out there on the road, keeping America rolling, keep with shipping goods and products, go out and check out Backyard Trucker out there on the road. Dick Rich, the In-N-Out Motel. I don't know what you're talking about, Nick Rich. Ichabod Deer says Sambo is like saying N-word. It was no 1970s. It was. I know they changed the name, but I'm just saying. I don't remember it going to Arby's. Our Sambo's changed to some other restaurant because it was a restaurant. It wasn't like a fast food place. 53,000, yeah, it was a sit-down diner, but the food was so delicious at Sambo's. I remember we used to eat there all the time, and they used to have the little pictures of the little Sambo kid. Yeah, and we've talked about this before. We've had this conversation before, and they said that's from a book. It's like it's a kid book or something, or it's an old Indian tale type of a thing. So anyhow, but yeah, it also had connotations of from here in the South, that becoming a pejorative term for black people. So I had to go. Big Hook says, weird, sorry for the triple post. Oh, you triple posted it. I only saw 2 of them, but yeah, I don't know what happened there on that. Bob LeBlanc says, dear Fancy, high pulp is really good for you and wants to apologize, but the neck blockages, but has neck blockages. For like in the bottle you're talking about? Hi, there's Octopussy Grabber. Good morning to you. Thanks for stopping on by. Good to see you. Not sure if I've ever seen you before, so make sure you give me a like, subscribe, and a share. That would be so greatly appreciated. But number one, it's good. I'm just glad you're here. Thanks for being here in the chat. And Steve says, dog and suds. That sounds like a place where you would give your dog a bath. Fancy says, laughing out loud, but it sticks to my throat. Okay. Midas Kevin says, meow. Did you hear a cat? Was there a cat going by? Oh, are you talking about Octopussy Grabber? Okay. Sometimes I'm a little slow. Hey, Jolie's got the link to the Backyard Trucker. Thank you, Jolie, for doing that. Bottle Blanc, Ursula warning, Philly 3000. Yes, he turned the tigers into butter, running around. Oh yeah, the tree. And I used to have that story as a kid. Yeah, I remember. We've actually talked about this before. Bottle Blanc, but wow, can that squid sing? Bob, you're on some good shit today, I think. Because I don't understand anything what they're saying. Big Hook says, beans, the musical fruit. The more you eat, the better you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. Let's have beans for every meal. I wonder if that's Trump's problem. Is he eating beans at every meal or something? Dick Rich says, gotta pull up stakes, fellow trucklers. See you later. Well, thanks for stopping by, Nick Rich 56. I'm still calling you Nick Rich 56. It's 56 Nick Rich. But thanks for being here. Good to see you. And if you can come back later, come back. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. James Jaramillo says the one we used to have changed to Denny's. Okay, then closed a good while back. Sambo's, that is. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Ours didn't turn into a Denny's. It became something else. I can't remember what it was, but it was a restaurant. Steve Sayers says Trump's pecker let him down. Some pretty damning stuff. Yeah, it was. Made it pretty clear what they were up to for a long time. Ichabod Deer says 4-2 MLB games used to be fun to watch. Last night's Cardinals versus Mets game was 100% boring. I don't know what the 4-2 thing means, but or 4-2, I don't know what that means. But these guys right here, they beat the Toronto Maple Leafs or whatever they're called, Blue Jays, I guess. What was it, 12-2? So there, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Fancy subscribe to Backyard. All right, thanks, Fancy. Joy says, "Oh dang, big hook. I just thought you were liking me 3 times as much today." Fancy says, "I remember that song. I don't know was that a song reference I missed, or are you talking about the Toot song? The Toot. Okay, that's what you were talking about. Yeah, and I remember that from somebody had that in a movie or something. Ichabod Deer said, who deleted my comment? It's a simple search. Arby's was Sambo's, not a mystery. Well, I didn't see anything get deleted, number one. Maybe you're not on all chats, I don't know. But number two, I'm just saying that our Sambo's did not become an Arby's. And it seems weird that it would become Arby's when Arby's is a fast food restaurant that you walk up, it's a walk-up counter, it's got a drive-through, and Sambo's was a regular sit-down restaurant. They're like completely two different things, so it's really weird. I mean, it just seems weird. I'm not saying that maybe they switched. When they had to stop being Sambo's, they said, "Well, we're going to go in a different direction and just be fast food." But I'm just saying, it just seems weird. And I know at our location, the Sambo's did not become an Arby's. Big Hook says the love is unconditional and unlimited, Jolie. And then there's that going on there. Ichabod says 4-2 is a score. Oh, okay. So what, you wanted it to be like 100 to 99 to make it more interesting? Fancy says, yay, Dodgers. Yeah, go Dodgers. See there, that's my hat. This is my old Yasiel Puig hat. I don't know, where is it? This side? I don't know, somewhere it has a stitching with his like autograph thing on it. Boy, that guy sure flamed out, didn't he? He had such awesome raw talent. Was really talk about excitement and versus boring. Where he's a very exciting player to watch, but he just I don't know, man. He flamed out, I guess. Jolie says, Ichabod, if you were trying to post a link, YouTube auto deletes them. Oh, Bob LeBlanc says, OG is a salt dweller? I bet you. Is that really Ed Don O'Leary? Hey, Janelle Walker's here. She says, hello, truckers. Or trucklers. Sometimes we're known as trucklers. Oh, forgot to turn my AC unit off. So you might get a little sound, loud sound here for a couple minutes. Come out here says, no, I wasn't. Well, I don't know what happened. I didn't touch anything, so. Blame Google. Google owns YouTube. Blame YouTube or Google or whatever. I don't know. Fancy says, most of the Sambo's closed down in the last in Orange County just closed in. What? They had a Sambo's in 2020? That doesn't sound right. Because we're talking about, like, this happened, like, in the 70s, didn't it? Didn't this whole thing of closing the Sambo's happen in the 70s? Or early 80s? So that's weird. I mean, that threw me for a loop. Ichabod Deer says Sambo's is an international chain. It's on Wikipedia. Sambo's became Arby's. Okay. Well, you can't always believe. For one thing, you can't believe everything that's on Wikipedia because anybody can put submissions in there, and so I don't really trust everything Wikipedia says. Number two, it's probably true. I mean, whatever. But okay, so it became Arby's. I'm just saying that's weird because Arby's is a fast food restaurant. Sambo's was a restaurant, a sit-down restaurant that you sat down and a waitress or it was back those days. It was all waitresses would come to your table and take your order and bring the food to you, just like a regular restaurant. It was not fast food like Arby's. That's all I'm saying. So it seems a little strange to me. But like I said, maybe once they had to stop using the Sambo name, they said, well, we're just going to go to a whole new thing. And they just basically started a new company. It's because it's a whole different type of thing. Make about this here, John, is common lately, especially regarding anything said about Putin. Did you say something about Putin? I don't know. Bob Levesque says, did Hawaii hear Hal fine? Hear Hal fine? I don't. Oh, is Octopus Pussy Grabber from Hawaii? I may have missed if that was said in the chat or not, because I kind of skipped down, I guess. Fancy says, yeah, it's true. Philly 3000 says they said that he spent $700 on McDonald's food. Oh, was that what's his face? Drunk. Big Hook says Red Lobster is filing for bankruptcy. I hope they don't close their restaurants because I don't go to Red Lobster all that often, but every now and then, it's probably been a few years, and I really like getting the steak and lobster tail at Red Lobster. Okay, so sue me. I love to dip the lobster tail into the butter, right? So I usually, whenever I do go there, and like I think the last time I went was in Colorado, near Denver. I was parked. I had my truck. I was parked. I went and I decided to splurge, and I went over to Red Lobster, and I got me the steak and lobster. So you got this nice steak. The steak was I thought the steak was delicious. The reason I'm like kind of shrugging my shoulders is because a lot of people seem to like talk shit about Red Lobster. I got the steak, it was delicious, and I got the lobster tail with the dipping butter sauce stuff, delicious. I can still taste it to this day. I'm just remembering. I'm getting my taste buds are getting wild here, and that was probably like what 3 years ago or something. And I really said I wanted to make it like a yearly thing that I at least go in there once a year, and I haven't done it since. So I'm overdue. And there's a Red Lobster about less than 2 miles down Flamingo here from me, probably a mile and a half or something. And I pass by it all the time, and I go, I'm gonna go to that Red Lobster and get me some steak and lobster one of these days. So I better do it before they close it down. Because I mean, just because they file for bankruptcy doesn't mean that they're closing all their things. They might, it's like I don't know what chapter they're doing, but it might be a reorganization. See, that's my index finger, by the way. And they might just have to close some stores or whatever, however they do it. So, but if you like Red Lobster, you might want to get in there now, just in case if the one near you might get closed down. So, Ichabod Deer says Sambo's was famous for roast beef sandwiches. I think I recall that. Bob LeBlanc says I heard something makes better biscuits. Is that too much for fast food? I don't even know what you're talking about. So, James Armino says maybe Arby's took over the building. I don't know. I don't think that's what he's talking about, James. I think he's talking about the company becoming Arby's. Philly 3000 says Space Ghost Coast to Coast had an episode like that about beans. I bet they did. Fancy says I'm so hungry. I know we've been talking about food this whole time. Hey, there's Three Girls, Three Wheels is back. Good to see you. Village Inn or Baker Square restaurant after Sambo's? I don't know. That's a good question. It might have been one of those. I don't know. Ichabod Deer says, just a simple Google search, numerous credible articles, Sambo's became Arby's. I'm not questioning that. I'm just saying it seems weird to me because they're two different types of restaurants. Completely different. One's a restaurant, one's fast food. I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying it's weird. Christ almighty. Let me wipe my glasses off real quick here. Okay. Bob LeBlanc, yep. TB has the best quarter-mile high revolution drive-through. Laughing out loud. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not even gonna read the rest of your thing because it's totally incoherent to me. Janelle says yum. Big Hook says, do you guys still have Sizzler? Yeah, Sizzlers are around. I'm pretty sure. I've seen those around. I think there's some in Vegas. I think. But I haven't been to a Sizzler in a while. But I used to go all the time. I used to get like sometimes I get that Malibu chicken because to get chicken. And then they had these steak deals and they had like the surf and surf, I guess. Yeah, you could get like steak and fish or something. I don't know. But yeah, and I like they used to have the salad bar and all that stuff. I used to like Sizzler. So, you know, again, I'm going to shrug because a lot of people kind of shit talk Sizzler, you know. But I'm like, I like it. Ichabod Deer says, actually, Sambo's went bankrupt way back. At the same time, people who were running Sambo's took over the locations. Okay, whatever. We're just going to go round and round and round on that. Jolie said, the our Sizzler closed years ago. I don't know if they all closed. No, I'm pretty sure I've seen Sizzlers, you know, recently, even when I was on the road driving and even, I think, in town here, I think. I'm just trying to think, where is the Sizzler? I thought I saw one somewhere here in town. But I haven't gone to a Sizzler in a while, but I thought they're still around. Bob LeBlanc says, come on, baby, light my fire. Okay, there's an old Doors tune. I got that one. I got that reference. Ichabod Deer, I didn't say you were doubting me. Okay, well, it sounded like you thought I was doubting you. Fancy says, Trump is looking bad lately. Lately? I think he's looking worse lately. I think the guy's looked bad for a long time. Big Hook, you do the middle finger on your right hand. Are you left-handed, Mr. Fowler? I am right-handed. So, I don't know. Philly 3000 says, and you are very observant of my fingers, apparently. Philly 3000 says, Friendly's restaurant is still around. I think I've seen some Friendly's. I don't know if they have them out here, but I think in my truck driving escapades, I think I remember Friendly's. It sounds familiar. I'm not sure where are those at. I think I've seen them. Big Hook says, oh wait, see there's Big Hook with multiple posts of the same thing for some reason. I don't know if that's on your end or my end, but there's multiple posts of the same post by Big Hook. Oh, there they go. Let's see. James Jaramillo says, does anyone still have a Long John Silver's? I think there is a Long John Silver's around. But that's one of those things where I haven't been to one in so long. I don't remember. But I thought I remember seeing them around. But it's one of those things like, you know, like so-and-so died. And you're like, really? I thought I didn't, you know. I don't remember hearing about that. Ichabod Deer says Friendly's went bankrupt too. Where were they mainly at? Because I remember Friendly's. It sounds familiar. It might have just been in like a certain part of the country, you know. Stephen Sayre says, I can't find any place that has good B&G. Home's still the best. B&G. What's B&G? bacon and grits, biscuits and grits. I don't know. Biscuits and gravy. What the fuck? God, see, that's how slow I am. Got to be biscuits and gravy. I had some biscuits and gravy, and I kind of agree because my mom made the best biscuits and gravy in the world, and it was no one could ever top that. So whenever I get biscuits and gravy at a restaurant, I'm like, it doesn't live up to mom's, what she would make, and so I'm always a little disappointed. But where did I have some the other day? It was pretty damn good. I think it was at Blue Diner, Blueberry Hill, Blue Diner. I just shortened the name. At the Blueberry Hill restaurant where I go, and I usually don't order biscuits and gravy because like I said, it's never going to live up to what my mom used to be able to make. But I went ahead and just went for it. This is like a couple weeks ago, and it was pretty damn good. Blueberry Hill Diner made some pretty good biscuits and gravy. Ichabod Deer, Uno's Pizza collapsed too. Uno's Pizza. Wow. Ichabod Deer, we have Friendly's ice cream in supermarkets, something special. Ichabod Deer, I was to Long John Silver's in Idaho. Yeah, I think they're around still. Ichabod Deer, Friendly's was a Massachusetts establishment. Massachusetts. Bob LeBlanc says digital effects are all the rage. Raise the flag for more sopapillas, fried dough at Pancho's may be extinctly bankrupted now. Thank you, Bob LeBlanc, for that. Jackie says, James Jaramillo, we still have Long John Silver's in San Antonio. Big Hook says, is there any states you have not been to in your travels? Well, I've driven through all the lower 48 at least once. I've never been to Alaska in the truck, and I've never been to Hawaii in the truck. But the lower 48, I've at least been through the state of every state at least once. So I was able to do that. Now, a lot of states I didn't go through very often. There's some that it was just one time, and that was it. Like, probably like was it Maine or something way up there? I remember I made it up there, but I think just one time. So some places I didn't go to very often, and it might have just been one time, but I did hit all 48. Bob LeBlanc says, Long John's here in Grand Prairie, Texas, co-joined with A&W's root beer and burgers. Yeah, that's right. You do see a lot of that now that you mention it. Well, they'll have both like in the same kind of store. Big Hook, your favorite states? My favorite states are all the ones except where you're at. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I like a lot of the states. I like Colorado a lot. I think, this is kind of based on, I guess, more on the sort of the beauty, because it's hard to say if unless you spend a lot of time someplace, it's hard to say if you like, I don't know, the way the state is run or so basically most of it would be based on like what I thought was pretty, like Colorado and there's places like when you drive through and you're going like, I wouldn't mind living here. I like a lot of places up in Washington and Oregon, the Panhandle of Idaho up there, by Coeur d'Alene, was nice. I liked, parts of Montana and stuff. There's parts of Utah that were very beautiful and look like they'd be nice places to live. So I guess mainly the western states. Nothing against the eastern states. I'm sure, it's very beautiful in the New England states and stuff. But I just wasn't there enough. Like I said, some of those places I drove through one time and that was it. The places I don't really like, I really don't like any of the southern states. They're just too humid in the summer, for one thing. So I don't like any of the Gulf states. I don't like Florida, any of that. So that's about it, I guess. Fancy, California is the best state, and you are correct, Fancy. California is the best state, and I don't care what anybody says. I mean, it has beautiful beaches, has beautiful mountains, it has beautiful deserts, and they're all within driving distance. You can go to all three in one day. It's got great national parks. It's a great, awesome state, and I think it is the best. Bob LeBlanc says fried dough, even a cake donut, sparely sprinkled with a cinnamon sugar mix. Okay, that almost sounds like a non sequitur that you just threw that in there, but now I want a donut, so thank you very much. James Harmio says at Jackie Silver's Sambo's Godfather Pizza, $9.99. And another, I can't remember, all closed down about the same time here in the early 80s. The reason I said $9.99 because Godfather's Pizza, wasn't that the one owned by Herman Cain? The late, great Herman Cain? Fancy says New York is second best. I've been to New York. It's nice. I mean, not just Manhattan, but like upstate New York and everything. It looks like a pretty nice state. Yeah, I kind of would agree. I don't know if it's second best, but I mean, it's a nice state. Three Wheels, Three Girls. California has everything: beach, desert, mountains. Yes, that's what I said. Exactly what I said. Fancy donuts. I know I'm like a Homer Simpson over here. No, I want a donut. Three Wheels, Three Girls. It's so damn expensive. Well, especially if you're living in the good parts. On the beach, in the big cities, the Bay Area, the Southern California beach area, LA area, that's all very expensive. That's why I lived my whole life in the desert, because it's a lot cheaper and affordable. Ichabod Deer says, I loved California decades ago, like when I went to the US Festival. I saw Santana then. Ichabod Deer, I went to the US Festival. I think they only had it for 2 years, right? And I always forget which year I went to, but it's the one that had Van Halen. So I think that was 82, I think. Or was it 83? See, I always forget if it was 82 or 83. I forget. But I went there, and I saw Van Halen up close and personal. I was like, just like 10 rows of people, because there was no seating, right? There was no like row seating. But it was kind of like 10 rows of people away from the stage to see Van Halen. Van Halen was and is and always will be my favorite all-time band. So let's see, is this thing working? Hopefully that's working. I thought I moved that over a little bit. But yeah, I was there. I might have bumped shoulders with you or something. Or is that the term? Rubbed elbows, because literally that's what everyone was doing. It was so crowded. Big Hook says, born in Illinois, lived in Tennessee, Virginia, Newfoundland, Los Angeles, 1 year and 30 years in BC, Canada. You've been moving around, Big Hook. Bob LeBlanc, hold on, that's my state of mind. Dough fried big. Oh, okay. Three Girls, Three Wheels, Sacramento. There's some nice areas in Sacramento. I was there. That's where I went to my truck driving school, was in West Sac. But I think the school was actually in Sacramento, but then the training grounds was over on the West Sacramento side. And there's some nice areas there in the area, Sacramento area. Ichabod there, yes, 2 years, second year Van Halen. So I was there. I guess that would be 83 then. Is that the one that you went to also? Steve Sear says, my favorite is Missouri. No mountains, no oceans, no redwoods. Just rivers and fields with a town or two here and there. Yeah, Missouri. I've been to Missouri. You know, I know I've heard other people say that they love Missouri. So, hey, to each his own. To each his own. That's all I'll say about that. Ichabod Deer, first year had Santana. Ichabod Deer, I saw Van Halen in Buffalo, New York. So I guess you were there for the first year because I don't remember I don't remember seeing Santana. I remember seeing U2, and they were early. They were like in the early afternoon. That's how new they were. They weren't even because all the headliners and stuff were like in the evening, and U2 was like it was a daytime thing. But I remember I knew who U2 was, and I was like, all right, U2. It seemed like a lot of people didn't know who they were, and I was like, oh, fuck, U2, they're awesome. I was really ahead of everybody. David Windler's here, says Cali Coast is always about 70 degrees. Hey, David Windler, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Bob LeBlanc, I got to run. Left crab, turn to the kitchen. Be right back. All right. Well, be careful with that crab turn. 3 Girls, 3 Bills. I was at the US Festival. Woke up with the Grateful Dead. Their show started at 10 a.m. So that must have been the first year because I don't remember Grateful Dead being there when I was there. I don't think. And it's weird that they would be a 10 a.m. show. But Ichabod Deer says, my parents dropped me off at the USA Festival then and left me for the day. Oh, good times. Ichabod Deer, US Festival, I mean. Okay, damn spell check. Okay. I was wondering if that was spell check. Well, your parents just dropped you off. So I was, then maybe you must be younger than me because I think I was about 21 or so, or 22 when I went. I went there with my cousin Dan. Big Hook says, is California still drive right or die right? I don't even know what you're talking about. Ichabod Deer says, no, I went to first year, you went to second year. Both years were awesome. I know. I mean, the one I went to was really awesome. Fancy Crime is down, Big Hook. Ichabod Deer says, California coast and the coast of Peru are very similar. Same water temps. Well, I do know that my experience is the further south you go, the warmer the water is. So in other words, like the water down by San Diego and, those areas around there seem to be warmer than like if you were up at Malibu or, up further up the coast. It seemed like you could definitely tell a difference in the water temperature. Fancy says, John, you should go to Zach's Museum. Oh, yeah, that was that haunted museum we were talking about. Yeah, I'd like to check that out sometime. Big Hook. Aggressive drivers race from stoplight to stoplight. I guess. I think people do that everywhere. Think about your coast of Peru, ocean temps pretty cold. It depends on the time of the year, too. I know sometime in the summertime, the water temps in Southern California can get up to like 70 degrees. And then when you get into the fall and winter, of course, it gets colder and get down in like the 60s or whatever. Okay, so I guess I'm caught up with the chat. So, what else should we talk about? Should we talk about, I don't know, anything current going on? Or should we just keep it light and fluffy? It's up to you guys. Jolie says, my daughter spent 8 months in Peru. Oh, wow, and loved it. Probably would have stayed longer, but COVID happened. Oh, wow. See, that's kind of neat that she got to see that, though. Because I've never gone out of the country other than Tijuana, Mexico. And down further, I had my incident down in, was it Ensenada or whatever, where I got kidnapped by the Mexican so-called police. And I've never been down there since. That was in 1989, I guess. But it sounds like it'd be cool to see Peru. I've seen pictures and videos of a lot of places in South America. It looks very beautiful, and so that's quite a great experience, right? To be able to do that. Ichabod Deer says the west side of the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans are cold. The east side of both oceans are warm. I was at the Canary Islands off Morocco. Atlantic Ocean is cold there. Big Hook says the reefs are dying from acidification and warmer water temperature. Yep, they are. They try to rebuild the reefs, and I think that's that's not taking. Ichabod Deer says Big Hook, and the highest level of carbon dioxide ever in the ocean and air. Yeah, it's happening. This shit's for real. All this climate change stuff, it's for real. We're either going to be able to slow it down, or not, and to our own detriment if we don't. I guess we'll have to see what happens. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's the world's lousiest Donald Trump impression. Thank you very much. So anyhow, you guys getting cooled down? You had that nice long House Sparks show. I hope you guys are getting cooled down now. I know you can get kind of worked up over there at the House Sparks show. So hopefully we're getting cooled down and getting everything worked out. Get the kinks all worked out. Speaking of kinks worked out, I really need to go get me a massage. Because I'm feeling a lot of tension in my back and my neck and my shoulder. Ugh. Oof. I just do that. It made me a little dizzy. Big Hook says, weird ass weather this year. Day-to-day, big contrast. One sunny, warm, next day cool. Yeah, it's kind of what's happening here. Like last week, we hit about, we had a couple days, 2 or 3 days where we were in the 90s. And that we hit 95 on one day. Then, these last couple of days, it's cooled down. And yesterday, if you saw my video, which you guys should be all watching, everything that I post, you guys should be watching. Whether it's a short, whether it's a video, whether it's a live stream, whether it's just a community page photo, you guys should all be just running to it and clicking on it and liking it and everything. Anyhow, so if you saw yesterday's video, it was kind of chilly. It was raining all day, and I think the high never got more than in the 60s. So we went from like 90s to 60s. And now today it was nice and bright and sunny outside. Nice day. It's about 70 or whatever it is. Let's see, what is it? It's right now, it's 72. So it might not even be, when I went to go get my breakfast, it might not have even been 70 degrees yet. I didn't check it. But it might have been 68, upper 60s. Now it's 72. I guess we're going to get a high of 78 today. So it's a nice day. It's a nice cool breeze going through. And it's going to keep warming. And tomorrow it's supposed to get to the 80s. Monday it's going to get back to the 90s again, or like 90, 91. And then it's supposed to taper off and go down a little bit. And then next weekend, a week from today, it's supposed to be back up in the 90s again. Which, that is above average. People think that just because we're in the desert, and people come here and visit and they don't know, and if they're here on a 90-degree day, they just think it's 90 degrees every day or something. And then yesterday it was cold and rainy, and then people were all freaking out. They're like, "What is going on? What?" I'm like, "Yeah, it rains here. We get 50 or 60 days of rain every year here. Okay, it's not like we don't get a drop of rain." And but getting into the 90s in April, that's a little high. That's a little higher than normal. It's usually, upper 70s to mid 80s is the more typical temperature for April. And now we're going to be getting into the 90s again next week, and I don't like it. Me no likey. But at least it's not just every day. At least it does. Then it cools down, and So I like that it at least goes down for a little bit. Big Hook says, "Hal withdrawal is awful." That's why I'm cooling you down. I'm just trying to bring you down slowly, you know. Jolie says she also stayed a couple of months in Spain when she was in high school. She's definitely more well-traveled than I am. The only place I've been outside the U.S. is Canada and Jamaica. Well, I bet you Jamaica was pretty cool. Steve Sayre says, hey, TJ, gotta dethorn the roses. Stay safe, be humble. All right, Steve, well, thanks for being here. Wear gloves or something. You don't want to get, your fingers stuck. But thanks for being here. It's always good to see you, Steve, in the chat. Big Hook says, do you use AI much? Not much, but I have posted. If you go to my community page, I had this chat thing that I had. I forget the name of it. There's so many different chat apps, and I was making those ones. I made some ones with Trump, like in court, farting and stuff like that. Ichabod Deer says the Canary Islands are similar to Hawaii. I've never been to the Canary Islands. I've been to Hawaii once. That was in 1989 also. Canary Islands. I'm just trying to think about I'm sure I've seen pictures or videos of it. But it probably doesn't do it justice. It's always better to go there in real life to really see it. Jolie says she loved Cusco, and she said Machu Picchu. I've heard of that before. I don't know. I'm not saying it right. Was so amazing. It made her cry. Wow. She was going to college in Lima. Is that how you say it? Lima? Though, and she really loved it there too. Lima, Peru, I think, right? Big Hook says, rainy here, 10 degrees Celsius, other day 21 degrees Celsius, and sunny. When you start talking Celsius, you might as well be speaking Greek to me. Because I understand neither. Hey, there's Alvin Stube. Thanks for joining us in the chat. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Make sure you give me a like and a subscribe and share. I know you've subscribed, but make sure you give me a thumbs up and all that good stuff. If you don't mind. Jolie says Trucker John has channel memberships, super chats, and you can support the show by subscribing, liking, sharing, or you can buy me a coffee, which I need right now. I need my coffee. I still haven't had my morning coffee yet. So that's why I'm a little on edge. If you guys were wondering, why is Trucker John so on edge today? It's because I haven't had my goddamn coffee. Ichabod Deer says, Jolie, the best seafood shrimp I ever ate. Paracas, Peru. Yeah, I bet it's all just freshly caught right there, huh, on the coast. Jolie says, oh, she also went to Portugal. Well, if you're in Spain, you might as well run over to Portugal. Ichabod Deer says, Pisco Sour is a Peru drink. Am I saying it right? Because it sounds like something I wouldn't want to drink. If you know what I mean. But, yeah, there's lots of cool places. It'd be nice to see South America and Europe. There's like Western Europe, Eastern Europe, Asia. I would like to see some of those places before I leave this mortal coil, whatever they call it. It'd be nice to see some things, I guess, see some sights. Maybe someday. Maybe someday I'll make it down there. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Jolie says she loved Pisco. Alvin says hello, Jolie. Yeah, I haven't really been a big world traveler, unfortunately. My kids, they were able to go. They had an opportunity, I guess it was for something with the school when they were in were they middle school then? I guess they were in middle school. And their mom was able to go with them as a chaperone because they took some adult chaperones or whatever. And they took these kids, like I said, I think they were middle school age. And they were able to go to Europe. They were able to see France and Italy and Germany, and I don't know if they saw England or not. But they went around, it was like a bus tour thing, and they saw, like, they were able to see, they were able to see, you know, the Eiffel Tower, and so I think Roman Colosseum, and they went to Germany, and they saw, I think they saw, like, I guess Germany has Alps too, because I don't know if they went to Switzerland or not. Maybe they went to Switzerland, because I remember they talked about Alps, but I remember they talked about Germany, and I guess they went to a German restaurant, and they were getting like authentic German food and stuff. So at least they had that opportunity, because I couldn't afford to take them, but they were able to get, and they paid for it, but there was some really good discounted rate, and they got hotels, and they had transportation, and it was really low cost, and it sounded like a great trip, and that they went on. So that's cool. Big Hook, 10 degrees Celsius equals 50 degrees Fahrenheit. 21 is 69.8 Fahrenheit. Okay, well, thanks for that. Fancy, I'm back. Had deliveries. All right, Fancy, good to see you back. Ichabod Deer says, I went to Portugal too, Lisbon and vicinity, southern parts, Azores Islands too. Well, that's pretty awesome, Ichabod Deer. Fancy, I'd love to go to Portugal and see the Man. Get it? Because there's a band called Portugal the Man. Three Girls, Three Wheels says, this sounds weird, but I saw the Far East when I did a Westpac on my ship in the Navy. You saw the Far East. Is it like China and stuff? Big Hook says, Portugal, beware of the pickpockets. Wow. Robert Perez, hey, Robert Perez, good to see you. Says, hello, driver. I lived in Trujillo, Peru for 2.5 years, and believe me, after living there, I returned to the States with an appreciation for living in America. Yeah, I bet it's really, really different. Like, you know, after being in America, living like me, I've lived my whole life in America. It would be a whole hard thing to get used to, a whole different way of life, you know, in a lot of these places. Dick Waldier, I was to Trujillo when you were living there, Robert. Ichabod Deer, eat guinea pig, Robert. Ooh, poor little guinea pigs. Fancy says yuck. Yeah, I know, that's my first reaction, was like, ooh, eating guinea pigs. But hey, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Big Hook, I would like to visit Europe, but you can't do it on the cheap, I think. I don't know. I mean, look around, you know, check out like some of those sites that have like discounts. What's that one? Canoe or something like that? You know, you just never know. Let's see. So 3 girls went to China. Yeah, China would be interesting. Korea, I think South of Korea for sure. I wouldn't want to go to North Korea. Japan would be nice. Vietnam, I've heard, is really cool. Getting down in there, yeah. All that whole region would be kind of cool to see. But yeah, to get something on the cheap, yeah, I don't know. Probably nothing is cheap, but you might be able to find some discounted rates or something. I don't know. So now, Big Hook is going to just hit us out of the blue, kind of cold cock us with the gnome story. She's Puppy is going over really well. Yeah, I think she's catching a lot of shit for that. Robert Perez says, I lived there from 2019 until last October, so just very recently. Fancy says, Paris would be nice. Yeah, I would like to see, like, the Eiffel Tower and stuff like that. Ichabod Deer says, Trujillo was the first town south after Chiclayo. Okay. Ichabod Deer, I was in Peru in 2006. But getting back to the Kristi Noem thing, she really sounds like a fucking psychopath, if you ask me. Total psychopath. Sociopath, psychopath, psycho fucking bitch. And people are saying that she's trying to, you know, she's hoping that Trump will pick her as a VP pick. So maybe he likes the stories of shooting puppies and goats. I don't know. I just don't know. Do you think Trump would pick a woman VP because, you know, I think he only thinks of women really in one way, you know, how he can use them, how they can satisfy him or whatever. I don't think he thinks of them as being really like leaders or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know if he would pick her or not. But the House Sparks seems to think that there's no way he would pick a woman. But I don't know. Maybe he would. You know, I don't know. Fancy says that makes me so mad. Ichabod Deer says we need a thorough investigative report on Elise Stefanik. She pure evil. Stefanik, what did she do? Might have to refresh my memory on what she did, because I think she's the one that was questioning the like a dean of NYU or something. I don't know. Francis said he won't pick her now after the negative feedback she is getting. Yeah, maybe she may have shot herself in the foot on that one. Ichabod Deer, Stefanik is the most powerful woman in the House. Yeah. I've seen her go up to the microphone and just sound like an idiot. Big Hook says Asia makes sure to avoid Hong Kong flight connection. Wait, I better read from down here. Flight connections. China jailed Portuguese man who posted things online about Xi and CCP. Wow. Great country. Great country you got over there, China. China and Russia, two lovely countries, aren't they? Ichabod Deer says Stefanik is fourth in GQP and she voted against aid to Ukraine. Of course she did. Robert Perez says, yes, I ate kui a couple of times, but I owned a Chihuahua dog and couldn't bring myself to eat an animal that looked like my pet. Plus, the meat is very bony, just my opinion on guinea pig. Oh my God. I don't even want to think about it. Janelle says, puppy killing bitch. Yeah, exactly, Janelle. My thoughts exactly. Ichabod Deer says, Robert Perez agreed, guinea pig is bony and nasty. Please, then stop eating it. Don't eat it. And don't talk about it because it's grossing me out. James Armio, off to work. Take care, everybody. Well, hey, have a good day at work. Don't work too hard. And thanks for being here. And we'll see you on the next one. Should be Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So thanks for coming by. Fancy says, yuck again, yuck. Fancy says, have a nice day. James Big Hook says, Stefanik as Trump. Stefandik, as Trump calls her, is awful. Is that what he called her? Stefandik? That sounds about right. Sounds about how he would say something, because he's always fucking up. You know, he's got all the right words. What was it? Got the perfect words. I know all the words. Stefandik. Where are you? Stefan Dick in the house. Where is she? Where's Stefan Dick? Mike, where's Carrot? Oh, there's Tim Apple over there. Hey. Unseen. Big Hook says she is trying to get all die hires fired. All DEI hires fired. Oh. Oh, is she part of that Project 25 or whatever? Robert says, oh, but the marijuana was excellent. Well, at least there's that. You know, maybe the guinea pig don't taste so bad when you had all that good weed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Ichabod Deer says Stefanik is funded by Harlan Crow. We know that name. He has a camp in her district. Same place Clarence Thomas would visit in the Adirondack Mountains. It's a mansion called a camp. Wow. Wow, they just run in those circles. The same names keep popping up, huh? Ichabod Deer, I'm with you, man. Impeach Trump, hashtag impeach Trump. I'm not Trump. Well, yeah, him too. Hashtag impeach Thomas. And DOJ, why aren't you fucking charging this motherfucker? Taking bribes. Charge them both. Charge Thomas and Crow. Because I think it's illegal to offer bribes just as much as it's illegal to take the bribes, I think, right? Ichabod Deer, Stefanik is also funded by Koch Industries, and they have a plant in her district. Good old Koch Industries. Fancy says Marjorie calls for a full mega revolt against the GOP. Fight, fight, fight. Let them fight. Let them fight, man. Let them just take each other down. We'll just sit back with our little tubs of popcorn. Fight, fight, fight. Let the motherfuckers fight it out. And let them just take each other down. Big Hook says apparently minority hires are unconstitutional according to Stefan Dick. Minority hires are unconstitutional. Is she talking about what you call it? You know, the equal opportunity stuff. Minus Kevin says, Fancy okay? I think Fancy was getting sick about the guinea pig eating. But I'm told that if you smoke enough pot, that you don't notice it so much. Minus Kevin, just checking. Fancy says, thank you for checking on me, Kevin. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to do a little check, a little safety check, health check, whatever. Just to make sure, make sure we're all okay in here. Are you guys okay? I'm okay. You guys okay? I'm okay. I'm doing okay. And I'm doing okay. And I'm doing okay. Are you doing okay? Because I feel fabulous, and I hope that you feel fabulous. Because it's nice to feel fabulous. You know, it really is. It's nice. Being fabulous just simply means, you're just so happy and glad. And it's just a nice feeling. So I hope you guys can feel fabulous for even just a few minutes, a few moments of your day. Feel fabulous. I'm feeling fabulous. So let's feel fabulous together. All right? What do you mean? Can't be this fabulous crap. Don't give me that feeling fabulous crap. You got to be a tough cookie if you want to make it in this world. And I'm one tough cookie, let me tell you. All right? Hey, chill. Chill out, bro. Just chill out. All I'm saying, just need to relax. Just relax a little bit. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine, all right? All right, guys. I wish those guys would stop arguing. Let's not argue. Let's just chill out, man. Let's smoke some pot and eat some guinea pigs, and let's call it a day. I don't know. Ichabod Deer says the SCOTUS has made me extremely depressed. They never considered hypotheticals before Trump's immunity trial. This SCOTUS is proving, it's coming out to bear here of just how unqualified they are, of the Gorsuch and Kavanaugh and Alito. It's really, they're really putting it all out there, right? Just showing how incompetent they are and how moronic these arguments they're making. My God. And it's just, you know, I guess the only hope I have, I guess, is that if we can win the White House, keep it, you know, and win back the House and keep the Senate, I'm really hoping that Joe Biden will expand the court. I don't know if he will, though, right? I mean, am I being really unrealistic in that? Is that really just a pipe dream? Because it's not like it's not setting precedent. The court has been adjusted many times with how many members were in it. So why can't we go to 13? And I think, you know, like Rachel Maddow has been talking about this for years now, and she's made some great points about how even just because of the fact that there's so many cases now, and this is a much bigger population that we have, that I guess it's 13 justices would make sense to handle all the cases that come up, all the appeals and everything. And that, you know, they have all these different districts, whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but is this just a pipe dream of mine? Am I being totally unrealistic? If we had, you know, the House and the Senate and the White House, and we had the numbers, would Joe Biden do it? And am I being just a total dreamer and unrealistic in thinking about this? Because I think it needs to be done. And I don't care how much the right wing is going to scream and say, oh, this is just Biden and the Democrats like abusing their power and weaponizing the Supreme Court or whatever. They're going to say all this shit. But you know that if the shoe was on the other foot and they had the ability to do it, they would do it. You know, I mean, we see what they do and how they talk out of both sides of their mouth and out their ass and everywhere else. You know, Mitch McConnell, who says that it's, you know, when Scalia died and it was too soon to make a confirmation for a new judge to take his place. And then when RGB died, it was only like a couple weeks or whatever before the election. That wasn't too soon. You know, so we see how they just lie and are hypocrites and have their double standards and shamelessly. They do it shamelessly. So it's time for us to be a little shameless. And actually, I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of. I think it makes perfect sense to expand to 13. And we need to do it, you know, when Biden's the president and we have the numbers in Congress. So I think we should do it. I hope we do it. And that's another thing. Maybe we should start applying pressure on that to our representatives and to the president. Start sending postcards or calling the phone numbers that they have in D.C. and start saying, hey, let's expand the court to 13. As soon as you win, Joe, as soon as we get the House back, Hakeem Jeffries, let's go ahead and start pushing for expansion of the court. We should do that. We should hashtag it, and we should start making phone calls and sending postcards. I'm going to get right on that. Fancy says, I think they will if they get all three. I hope so. Because it seems like one of those things that people talk about, but then they don't actually do it because they think it's too big of a move or something. I don't know. Big Hook says, Alito, Kavanaugh, Thomas, Gorsuch, and Barrett, along with Roberts, are all Republican shills. Yeah. Becky D's here. Hey, Becky D, good to see you. Becky D says, we should have one justice for each of the 13 courts, maybe even an extra for backup. Yeah. Exactly. That's what it is. 13 for each of those districts. And it was Big Hook, I think, last I was saying something about you have like, was it 21 and you like rotate them around and all that kind of stuff. That's an idea too. But I don't know. Maybe we should start with the 13 and see how that goes. McAndrews says, yes, we see. Did I miss something? What are you guys seeing? Smoke 'em if you got 'em? I don't know. I guess I missed a lot of chat somehow. But anyhow, because I don't know what you were saying yet. What we see about. But anyhow, Big Hook says, which burning legal scholars are held in high regard? Burning legal scholars? Which burning legal scholars? I don't know what you're talking about. Ichabod here says, when the SCOTUS was set at 9 justices, the USA population was 10% of its current numbers. Since the House of Representatives was set at 435, the US population is up over 100%. Yeah. So we need to keep up with those numbers a little bit, Fancy says we should do that. So Fancy agrees with me that we should expand the court. Big Hook says, Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, Guam need to be given full rights. Full representation, for sure. Michael McAndrews says, I was agreeing with you, John. Oh, we see what the right wing did. Oh, okay. And Becky D says, yes, Big Hook. So yeah, I think so. We should start pushing for that. Let's start applying some pressure on our elected representatives. And I know they won't do anything. They really can't do anything about it now until after the election. But it's never too soon to start planting the seeds. To get them to get things going. You know what I mean? Anyhow, what else is going on? So we got the courts. Ichabod says Alito is a full-fledged racist. God. And it seems like for so many years that guy was kind of silent. He was almost like Clarence Thomas, where you almost never heard anything from him. And then it seems like lately in the last couple of years, he's kind of come out of his shell. And now I'm like, you should go back to being silent, because the more you open your mouth, the more of a moron we see that you are. Or something like that. So, but yeah, who knew? Although I do remember when, was it when Obama was president? And he was like, no, we didn't. He mouthed like, no, we didn't. Because Obama, like, went after the court. He made that statement. I forget exactly what he said now, but then the Supreme Court, Alito was like, no, we didn't. I was like, you little bitch. Michael McAndrews says the witch burning was really bad. The people that enabled that were really bad. Yeah, we know witch burning's bad. No, I'm just kidding with you. But yeah, it was a bad thing, man. Becky D says emboldened by bad behavior of others. Big Hook says Alito is an autocrat, friendly judge, high-minded over everybody. So that seems like anti-democratic to me. Aren't we supposed to be at least in favor of democracy from both parties? Aren't both parties at least supposed to, we might have differences of opinions on all kinds of things, but aren't we at least supposed to be in favor of democracy? And it sure seems like the Republicans are moving further and further and further and further and further away from loving democracy. They want theocracy, a lot of them. They want autocracy. They would love for Trump to just be a dictator and a permanent, president. That's not democracy. So they're front-running phonies, aren't they? A lot of these Republicans. Front-running phonies. And this reminds me of, I posted a video that you guys should all be watching my videos. and giving me thumbs ups over there on my videos. And I posted a video about wokeism yesterday because someone was on Randy Rhodes. They were talking about wokeism or something. And I'm so sick of these right wingers. Really, it's like they're just what the thing. They do this anti-woke thing, and they make all they have. What they've done is they've made that one word, woke or wokeism or whatever. They've made it now so that in one word they can just say they can totally like brand someone or something. If they say, oh, that person's woke, then automatically it just shuts down everything. It shuts down arguments. It shuts down conversations. It's just because, oh, you're woke. It's just like saying, oh, that guy's a liberal. That guy's a progressive. And so these words really lose their original meanings. And so that all they become is a way of just kind of shutting down conversations. And the right wingers, as far as wokeism is concerned, the reason they are so offended by people getting woke is because they know that they're being called out for either not knowing the truth or intentionally distorting the truth, putting out disinformation. And so they're very defensive about it. And so of course they had to turn around and make woke and wokeism into this pejorative. And it's really, I guess I shouldn't be so surprised that's what they do. But then you try to talk about it, and then you get these people that leave comments. They're very pious. They're very holier than thou. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, how dare you? How dare you be so, uncivil? Why can't we have a civil conversation all of a sudden? But it's not too long ago, I remember when they were telling us, the liberals, to fuck our feelings. And every time we would talk about even like, Bush or Trump later, and talk about how disgusting they were and distasteful and stupid, awful, terrible things they were doing. It was like, fuck your feelings, you little snowflakes. So now when we call them maggots, because they're wearing their big red hats that say MAGA on it, and they have this movement, and they've pretty much taken over, they are the Republican Party. They've taken over the Republican Party. And we dare say something like, those are the maggots. Then all of a sudden they get all hurt. Like, you don't have to resort to name calling. You can keep it civil. To which I say, fuck you. It goes both ways. You guys were still getting up all in our shit, saying that we were, that our feelings didn't count. But you don't like it when it gets turned around, do you right wingers? So don't come at me with, oh, I want to just, I love the Lord and I love you. Fuck you. Anyhow, enough of my rant. Fancy says, Howard Stern said, call him woke. Oh, I know, and I reposted that. I guess it was Tony Michaels or something had that meme. On my community, if you go to my community page, you'll see I reposted that. Howard Stern said, call him woke if he isn't supporting Trump. Don O'Leary says, before the CRT, the critical race theory, that's another thing. They just hammer that critical race theory to the point where people are going to school boards in their elementary schools where it's not being taught. It's only being taught in a handful of law schools, a couple of law schools. It's a class about, how law enforcement is structured around race. It's a postgraduate degree course, but you had people in elementary schools going to school boards, getting all up in arms and protesting and saying, don't be teaching my kids no CRT. Disinformation. That's disinformation. Mish. Hey, Mish, good to see you. They've turned woke into a slur. Yes, that's the pejorative I was talking about. Jolie says, was watching a movie with my dad last night, and there was an ad for a Republican about how she stands with Trump against Biden's woke agenda. See? The woke agenda. What are you afraid of, Republicans? What the fuck are you afraid of? You're afraid of the truth, aren't you? If you're afraid of the truth, didn't Jesus say something about truth setting me free or whatever? Are you afraid of the truth? That's what it is. They don't like being called out for their bullshit. That's what it is. The Republicans see wokeism as them being called out on their bullshit. That's what they say this woke agenda and wokeism and all that shit. Big Cook says, when you entertain awful ideas and the illegality, you know you have gone down the wrong road. Mish says, I'm mostly listening because I'm crafting. Hugs all around. Well, thanks for dropping in. Good to see you. And yeah, keep listening. We're going to go on for a little bit longer, another 20 minutes or so. Big Hook says, Pennsylvania is running a billionaire Republican guy this election. Politics Girl is calling out these wannabe dictators of states. Well, good for her. I like Politics Girl. I think she's good. She is woke. And I mean that in a good way. There really is only one good way. Whatever these Republicans want to try to put a bad spin on it, well, fuck them. Being woke is a good thing. I don't care what any of them say. Any of these pious, hypocritical pieces of shit. I don't care what they say. Being woke is a good thing. So own it. Put it in their face. Julie says, nice, Mish, my daughters and I do lots of crafts. Alvin Soup says, calling Republicans out is a full-time job. I know, isn't it? Ain't that the truth? Michael McAndrews, I'm glad I woke up. Yeah, some of us have been kind of sleeping. And then we get woke. It's good to be woke. Michael McAndrews, thanks for being here, by the way. I know you were in here earlier. I saw you, but just want to say hi again. Fancy, John, you need to add more days. I don't know. Do you think so? Can you guys handle more of me? Can you handle it? Can you handle Trucker John? 5 days a week? I don't know. Jolie could. That's the thing. Poor Jolie. I feel bad enough going 3 days a week. Actually, four times in the week. And I know Jolie's busy. Bicycle Mike 42. Woke is enlightened. Hey, Bicycle Mike 42. Good to see you. Woke is enlightenment. Woke is awareness. Woke is knowledge. Those all sound like good things to me. And isn't it so typical of the right wing, the Republicans, the GOP, whatever, the MAGAs? I noticed I didn't say maggots that time for our pious friend who took exception to that on my video. Notice how they reject that. They don't like the truth. The truth does not set them free. A lot of times the truth sets them into jail, I think. So Keep being woke, my friends. Keep being woke. I've thought about adding days, actually. Because I used to just do this I guess I always did it 2 times a week, huh? I think I started off at two days a week. It was always Tuesdays, Thursdays, and at 9 a.m. And then I would do what I called impromptus. Sometimes I would just pop in. And then I kind of stuck to just Tuesdays, Thursdays, and I added Thursday afternoon. And then fairly recently, I've added the Saturday show. So I have been adding days. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But I guess Wes is here. Sunny and warm, he says. If muggy. Thanks for that weather update. Wes Webb. Bicycle Mike, I'm still recovering from a heart attack. Recovering quickly. Oh, well, you get well soon, man. Good to hear that you're recovering. Keep that up. But you know, do the things, do the therapy, or do the things you're supposed to do, and but don't rush it. You know. Fancy says we need more. Well, I'll think about it. I've been thinking about adding more days, actually, but I don't know. Bicycle Mike, I saw Neil Young and Crazy Horse Wednesday night. Wow. Jolie says, I'm good at multitasking at Trucker John. All right, well, you know, don't be surprised. They start adding more days then. I don't know. Mike McAndrews, back to the mic. Glad you are okay. I had 7 heart attacks on a Monday and 2 more 1 week later, 7 stints, and now I'm good as new. Wow. Well, I'm glad you're feeling good, Mike. Michael McAndrews, you're good as new. Glad those surgeries and the stints and everything are doing a good job on you there. Wes Webb, wake up, loves, and come away, wake up. Is this a song? Are these lyrics? Wake up, my fair one. Matt Bird's singing this song. Okay. Nice. Bicycle Mike 42, I'm bionic and invincible. There you go. That's the attitude. Don O'Leary says, Wes Webb, are you going to see Johnny Million tonight in Rockford? Oh, is Johnny Million playing Rockford? Johnny Million plays Rockford, yeah. I would go if I was there. I would like to see Johnny Million. I like him. Steve Sayers says, so Neil Young is still touring. He's got to be pushing 90. I don't know, but last night I picked up some people that had just come from Scorpions. Scorpions are playing in Vegas now, and they said it was awesome. They said that they sounded great. But then with the caveat, I guess that's a caveat, that they said Klaus, you know, the main singer, the lead singer guy, he looked really rough, and because they said he's 75. And I was like, oof, yeah, 75. And they said he was kind of waddling and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, of course, he's 75. He's not 25 anymore. So they said it was, you know, you could see he was old, but they said he sounded great. His voice, he can still sing. He's got the pipes. He said the band was awesome. They're playing. They're just playing, you know, like just like 40 years ago or whatever. And that they sounded great. So Scorpions are in town. I've been seeing the billboards and stuff. I kind of was thinking about seeing them because I like Scorpions. But yeah, and then they said he's 75. I was like, oh yeah, wow, that guy's really old. And they said he looked rough, and that he was like having a hard time walking around on stage, and that's kind of sad. But it was good to hear that he still sings incredibly. So just for that alone, and the band, the guitar playing and everything, that they said sounded just as good as ever. So that was a good report to get from one of my passengers. Big Hook says we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We've heard that before. Mish says Neil Young is 78. Yeah, I didn't think he was 90. Bicycle Mike, I'm seeing Stevie Vai and Joe Satriani together May 10th. Oh, that's right. I saw something about that. I think they're going to be in Vegas. Satriani and Vai. I like Stevie Vai. I think he's awesome. And of course, Satriani too. He's a great guitar player. But Steve Vai is awesome. West Webb, I can't stay awake long enough to go out at night. Plus, my eyes bug me driving after dark. I'm an old man. Well, what are you going to do? We all get old, Wes. Bicycle Mike, Neil killed it. Fancy, that's all that matters. Yeah, that they sound great. Yeah, because, we all get old and things happen. We just get old. Our bodies age. They start to fall apart. They start to break down. So you just do what you can do. And the Scorpions are still sounding great. West Webb, if Convoy played at 8, I could do it. Oh, okay. So that's the issue. Okay, I get it. Bicycle Mike, I'm 65 going on 25. There you go. That's the spirit. Big Hook, Billy Joel is up there. Billy Joel, he's getting up there. I didn't watch the video, but there was a video going around with him, I guess, singing with Olivia Rodrigo. So she's the next up and coming star, right? She's had a few hits. I like her songs. I do like her songs, and I guess she did a song with Billy Joel. And I didn't watch the video. I think it's on YouTube. I'm going to go watch it now, right after this. Let's just go check it out. Steven Sayers, love those cataracts with those halos and all. Oh yeah, I'm getting cataracts. My eye exam, which was about a year ago, I think I need to go in again. Although my eyes, I got prescriptions. These are prescriptions, but I have prescription glasses, and I see fine. But he said I had little teensy microscopic cataracts, and that probably within the next, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, I'm going to need to get cataract surgery. Probably 10 years, because I don't see them. I don't notice them at all. Like, because he asked me if I was seeing little black dots or whatever, and I think at one point I was, but I don't see them now. Maybe my cataracts went away. Can cataracts go away? I don't know. Fancy says, if Home Free has a concert, I'm going no matter what. Home Free? I don't know if I know Home Free. West Webb says, I have friends that hang out in the bar where they are playing. Maybe they can give you, are they going to go watch? Maybe they can give you a report on the show. Big Hook, 67, feeling 77. That was also Webb. Big Hook says, stop doing all those things that will make you go blind, John. Well, old habits and all. Anyhow, as far as doing a show every day, I would think I would have to come up with some kind of content, maybe. I don't know, maybe you guys just like this, like I just read your chats and we just sort of freeform it. Or whatever, and whatever comes up, comes up. But I think I would like to get some better equipment. I'm doing this off an iPad and an iPhone. I'd like to get like a Mac Pro or something. I don't know. I might do it. Because for many, many years, I've been wanting to do live streams for quite a few years now. And the thing that held me back is that I just felt like I wasn't tech savvy enough, or I didn't have the right equipment, or I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. And then finally I just said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it, and whatever happens, happens. And so here we are. We've gone from the days in my truck, in the cab of my truck, out on the road, and sometimes it's all shaky cam. Sometimes I would do the show, I would be driving and just point the camera out the window and, it's all shaky and everything. To now this beautiful setup. Oh, the progress, it's amazing. I'm not really going blind. I just get old eyes. It's called old eyes. West Webb, this is Solar with Convoy and Sonic Weaponry, only familiar with Convoy. Fancy says, from Thursday till Tuesday is a long time. Yeah, but today's Saturday. I'm doing a Saturday show. So. Steve says, you'll see them and you don't have to have cataract surgery. I don't mind the yellowing and think halos are cool. I don't see yellowing, and I don't see halos. I guess I'm not in that stage yet. Like you said, mine were really, really so tiny. That's why he was saying it might be like 10 years before I really have to worry about it. Or I think he said 5 to 10 years. But I'm stretching it out to 10. Michael Andrews, I'll be 67 this year. Never thought I'd make it past 20. Really? Didn't think you'd make it past 20? Wow. I think there was at some point I thought I might not make it to 30. Sort of in my mid to early 20s, early to mid 20s. Because I was just kind of burning the candle at both ends, and I was just drinking and drugging and dragging my ass and just pushing the limits. And I knew that if I kept doing it, I wasn't going to make it to 30. And then I kind of stopped doing it. I just stopped doing that life. And I got back into school and playing football. I think that kind of turned things around for me. Janelle Walker, I remember watching you sitting in your car a long time ago. Sometimes I would do some from from the inside the Tesla. Fancy says, is it like floaters, Stephen? I think so. I think the cataracts are like floaters. I think that's true. Michael McAndrews, I had a wild teenage son, left home at 15 and almost got killed many times. I had a wild teenage John. I think you had a wild teenage life, comma John. Because it says, my frustration is all the floaters in my vision. So I don't think I have the floaters. Like I think I did remember seeing like floaters, but I think they're gone now. I think my floaters are gone. Think about your Sugar John. Do you have Prius or a Tesla? I have Tesla. Yeah, I rent the Tesla. I've been renting a Tesla for over a year now. And I've rented, I think, 5 different ones now. I had a Prius for 10 days. Last year. Steve says, should we have a discussion about sowing some wild oats? If you want, I don't know. West Webb's son. West Webb, a wild age of teenery. Big Hook says, if you see shadows, go to emergency. Possible detached or retinal tear. Yeah, I don't see, no, I'm fine. I don't see shadows. I don't see anything. I mean, I see everything. But with the help of these glasses, it's all good. It's all good. But anyhow, guys, we are coming up on the 2-hour mark here. And I think, are you guys loose? Are you cooled down? Did you guys get cooled down? I hope so. Hope you're nice and cool. You can go about your business. You know, you don't have to worry about pulling anything. Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and end it here. But I want to thank you guys all for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for those thumbs up. We're one shy of 50, man. If we could just get one more, get into number 50, that'd be awesome. But I'll be back Tuesday. For right now, we're just going to keep it at Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays. I think that's enough for now. But I appreciate that, Fancy, wanting more days, and I think I might entertain that thought, or maybe some impromptus will pop up here and there. And I want to get back to doing the walks. I've got sort of a list of some beginner trails out at Red Rock Canyon out here in Vegas. And most of them are, I think, only between 1 mile and 2 miles long. They're not too long. I think I can handle that pretty easily. I think it's once I start getting up into 3.5 miles, 4 miles, when I did those 10,000 step walk, 10,000 K walk, and it was like 4.5 miles. That really kind of was tearing my knee up and my legs and my hips and everything else like that, things of this nature. But I think I can do 2 miles pretty easily. So I would like to do some walks out there, and maybe I might do some live streams out there if I've never been out. I mean, I've been out there a long time ago, but I haven't ever done any live streaming out there. So I don't know what the signal is like or whatever. If it doesn't work, as far as a live stream, then I'll do a video. Just I can record video and post videos. But look forward to doing some of those soon. Some Red Rock Canyon, just some little 1.5 to 2.5 mile trails, I think. And they're easy. They're not. They're like beginner trails, so they should. I think I should. Well, we'll see. I think I should be able to do that. So we'll do that. But for sure, Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time is the next scheduled where we just shoot the shit. Like we do, like I do. So hope to see everyone here on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Just remember, I'm in the Pacific time zone, so adjust accordingly to your time zone. Janelle says, keep on trucking. And Fancy would like to see that. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. It's pretty out there, the rock formations and everything. So I think it'd be cool. Ichabod Deer, I'm heading to watch the Shills on YouTube. All right, Ichabod Deer, thank you for being here. Always glad to have you, and I enjoy your reading your opinions and your chats or your posts. Big Hook says, see you next Tuesday, John. See you next Tuesday. I'll see you next Tuesday. West Weather First, I started helping them lug stuff. Early on, I'm the one paying them to do that. Yeah, don't wear yourself out, man. Just, do what you can do and then but don't overdo it, Because you got to remember, you're not 20 anymore, right? So do what you can do. All right, guys. Make sure you stretch. Make sure you're loose and warm. Make sure you're warm. Make sure you're loose. Make sure you're cool. Whatever you got to do. Just do whatever you got to do to not ever pull a hammy.
Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for watching the video, hanging out with us, that sort of stuff. It's very cool, I really love it. Thanks. I, Donald J. Trump, do solemnly swear that I've never farted in court ever, not once, not ever, not ever. It's all lies, fake news.